Hey guys, welcome to the Vanity Mirror. Today's episode of Vanity Mirror, I am so excited. I've been waiting to film this for quite a while now. Well, I mean, since I got this stuff in the mail like 2 days ago. I am filming a full face first impressions of Flower Beauty. Now, if you don't know, Flower Beauty is a brand created by Drew Barrymore. She's an actress, if you don't know who that is. You're a lot younger than me. And it is mostly sold, I think, at Walmart, but I got all this stuff on the Flower Beauty website. I got full face of stuff here in front of me to try out. This is pretty major, like, first impression video because not only is this like a full face of one brand, it's a full face first impressions. I've never tried any of this stuff that's in front of me right now. And it's also a first impressions of the brand in general. I've never tried Flower Beauty, so I'm really excited to see how all of this works for me, to see like if I enjoy it and what I like, what I don't like. Before we get started though, I am going to give you guys, as promised, a Halo Beauty update. As of today, I am a little over a week in to taking the Halo Beauty supplement by Tati Westbrook, the Glam Life Guru, here on YouTube. So if you're interested in hearing an update on how that is going, stick around for a minute. If not, here's a timestamp so you can skip on forward to the full face first impressions of Flower Beauty if you're like, I don't care how your Halo Beauty is going. But guys, before you go anywhere, make sure you subscribe, because at 500 subscribers, I'm doing a giveaway. And we are under 90 subscribers away, so you better do it. All right, let's go. Okay, so first, the Halo Beauty update, like I was saying. It isn't going as well as I would like it to be going. First of all, when I first started taking the pills, I thought I noticed my skin starting to heal in this area, and I was like almost immediately, like after the first serving, I was like impressed. I was like, okay, I see this might be going somewhere here. But pretty quickly that went downhill. So I got one cyst acne mark right here. This is a new guy here. Well, it's old now because it's a few days old, but I got that pop up. I had two more like pretty bad whiteheads pop up, and then I had this guy right here as well. So all of those were new. I also have noticed I'm breaking out on my forehead a little bit. I had it pop up like right here and on my nostril, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know what's going on here, but I kind of like trying to stick with it for you guys. Not just for you guys, but also because I know enough about playing with skin and skincare to know that when you start a new regimen for your skin, it takes time to adjust, and sometimes your skin might get worse before it gets better. And so I'm wondering if that's what's going on for me, is if it's getting worse before it gets better, and that's why I'm gonna stick with it for a little while longer. But I gotta tell you guys, if these four zits that popped up heal and I get more, I'm probably gonna stop taking it because it might just not be right for my skin. Now that does not mean that it would not be right for your skin. It just might not be right for mine. But I'm gonna give it a more of a chance. See how it goes. We'll see how my update goes next week. If by my next update I've had even more breakouts, I might consider stopping. But for right now, I'm giving it a try because this is new. A new regimen. Like, I barely ever even take multivitamins. As far as like hair and nails go, it's kind of hard to tell because I just got my haircut, which I realized might not have been the best choice while I was trying to test out these vitamins. So your hair always is more refreshed and like healthier looking after you get a haircut, especially a pretty major one. Like I cut off 10 inches. As far as my nails go, they do actually seem like they're getting a little stronger, I'm not gonna lie, which is kind of hard to prove via pictures, so I don't know, but take with that what you will. I have I have oily to normal skin. I don't really have dry skin at all on my face or anywhere really, and I am acne prone also. So, and I have always been acne prone, well, since I was like 14, and it has not stopped, and I'm 27. That's kind of where I'm coming from with this, is remember that everybody's skin is different. So just because if you have like dry Sahara skin, doesn't mean you're gonna get breakouts because I'm getting breakouts on it. Who knows? And again, also, this is 1 week into taking the supplement, and so I'm interested to see where my skin is at in like another week from now, and I will check in with you guys then. Right now I'm going to show you a couple pictures where my skin was the first day that I took the supplement and then today. You can see in the first picture that I do have acne there in that area, and I even had like it's really gross, but like I had a whitehead that day, but I had to take the picture just for the sake of this whole thing. And you know, you could see like there was some acne scarring, some redness, and that kind of thing. And then today, honestly, I think it looks worse than it did a week ago. That's just looking at my skin, it looks worse to me. So again, we'll see where we're at in a week. Make sure you come back to find out where things are at a week from now. Okay, you guys, well, that's enough of that. Sorry it took so long, but I thought that that update was important. But why don't we go ahead and finally get going with the Flower Beauty Full Face First Impressions. I am so excited about this. I'm so excited. So first things first, priming. So I got the Flower Beauty In Your Prime Hydrating Primer. I usually go more for like matte primers, but this one smooths and blurs, helps makeup last longer, and it's lightweight. So I have a feeling it's gonna remind me of like the NYX Angel Veil Primer. Am I imagining that, or does that have like a blue tint? Do you see this? It literally smells like nail polish. But it's a really silky on the skin. That scent went away really fast too. Okay, so it dried down pretty much like nothing. Like I don't feel anything on my skin. So the next thing is foundation, and I got the stick foundation, the Skin Cognito stick foundation in the shade SF3. I've never used stick foundation before either, so we'll see how this goes. Sure, we'll start there. And I'm gonna blend it in with this Real Techniques buffing brush. Okay. So it is a very light coverage. Also, it's drying down really fast, which I am not a fan of. The first thing that I'm really noticing is it is very light coverage. And maybe I just didn't use enough because I've never used stick foundation before, so maybe I just don't know how this shiz works. I don't know, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep building this. It's actually not too bad of a color for me. It might be slightly yellow on me. It's getting a little cakey right between my eyebrows, so I'm not a fan of the foundation. It's very light coverage. If you're into light coverage and you have nicer skin, because this situation just needs more coverage, then you might like this, but I am not a fan. The next thing that I got is the Brightening Concealer Correctua Illuminator in the shade BC1. It's meant for brightening, so I'm gonna definitely be specifically using this down the center of the face and under the eyes. And it's the kind that I think that you like click. I've never used stick foundation. I've never used this type of concealer. It's just such a first impressions. It's crazy. I'm gonna start by putting it under the eyes. And I'm gonna be using this to prime my eyes as well. So I'm gonna put that up there a little bit. And I'm gonna blend this in with a beauty sponge. So that blended in really well. And it is sitting really nicely on top of the other foundation. I will say that it's a little tiny bit greasy looking, and the coverage on my slight dark circles that I have right here is not great, but I'm just gonna add a little bit more and see if I can build that coverage there. If you have extremely dark circles, I don't know if this is gonna work for you, because I don't really have, like, I have a little bit of darkness right there, but nothing too major, and it didn't cover it all the way. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit here. Should get interesting since that area is looking cakey from the foundation. It smells a little weird. It smells like a bathroom spray or something. So my forehead is looking a little bit like a cakey, greasy mess. They have a matte primer too, so that might work a little bit better. But I do like that concealer. It works for me because I don't have extremely dark circles, but I will let you know, once again, if you have really dark circles, that might not work for you. So next I am going to be setting my face, and I got this Flower Miracle Glow Satin Finishing Powder, and it's supposed to minimize the appearance of imperfections and give you an ambient glow. So I'm guessing there's some shimmers in this. Hopefully it's not too incredibly glittery. That's a really massive cap for such a tiny little thing. That is tricky. Nice and tricky, guys. Good job. So I can already tell looking at the stuff that's coming out, there are shimmers in this, like pretty a lot. Cool trick, you guys. There's like that much powder in here. I'm gonna start by setting my eyes and under eyes. We'll see if like the concealer creases, especially on the eyelid. And then we'll go ahead and set the entire face with it. So now that I've put the powder all over my face, I will tell you that the sparkles that are in there that you can definitely see when you like look in there are not translating to the face, so the face does not look sparkly or anything like that. What I will say about this is I don't see it doing much of anything. Like I don't notice like a special blur or like making my skin look like smoothed out like it says it will, but it did seem to set everything well. My under eyes seem really set well, my eyelids aren't creasing, so I mean like it did something. It just isn't blowing my mind, and every once in a while I catch a glimmer of a little sparkle. Actually, time to go into the face. Instead of getting like a separate bronze and blush, I got one of their little doubles here, and this is in the shade Beachy Keen. I actually really like the packaging of this. It has this like rose gold edges around the blush and bronzer. I use the same brush I always do, it's from Morphe, to bronze up the skin a little bit and contour just a tiny bit. I am not going to use very much because, yeah, like I just did, because it seems very pigmented. Okie dokie then. Yeah, about that pigment though. It blended out. There's still a little spot where I first fluffed it. Okay, you definitely want to go in with a light hand with this. Okay, so I feel like my forehead looks a little sunburned, and that is how you know it is a little too warm for you. But I feel like if I'd gone in with a lighter hand, it would have gone a little bit better. But the ending product doesn't look horrible other than my forehead. I don't like how my forehead looks. Let's go into blush. If this blush is anything like the bronzer was, I have a feeling light hand is best. That is really pretty and also not as intense as the bronzer, so I feel like I can go in a little heavier. Yes, I'm a fan of the blush. Honestly, I don't hate the bronzer. It just is a little too warm for me, so it depends on your skin tone, and going in with a light hand, seriously, light hand. Let's go into highlighter now. You know what we're gonna do with this? You know what we're gonna do with this? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So here is the highlighting palette. I think it's beautiful. I'm excited to open it. This is the Shimmer and Strobe highlighting palette. It says it's long lasting for a natural luminous glow with sheer coverage. Okay. That is something I actually did not notice before, that it says it's sheer coverage. I am someone, I don't know about like super blinding, but I'm definitely someone who likes a highlight you can really see. So here's what the packaging looks like. It's super cute. There's like flowers on it and stuff. Here is what the colors look like. We have like a champagne-y, we have like a rose gold and a pure gold highlight. These don't seem like super sheer highlights. Those seem like pretty intense highlights actually. Oh my goodness. Those are beautiful. I'm gonna mix the pink and the like champagne-y one here. I'm gonna go tap, 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 tap. Okay. I'm gonna go back into just this one here. Kind of see. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Okay, so here is something I'm noticing about this highlighter. When you first put it on the skin, it can look very blinding, but you can quickly blend it away, pretty much. First put it on, boom. I mean, would you see that? Do you see that stripe? And watch me blend for a minute. Because, you know, you don't want that stripe, so you want to blend out the edges a little bit. And it starts to just look more natural. If that's what you like, perfect. But I would almost prefer the blindingness that it had in the beginning, just blendable. I'm just so drawn to the way they look in the pan. It looks like sparkly, shimmery, colorful water. Next, I am going to be doing my eyes. So let me open my eyeshadow palette someday for you, and we'll hop into that. So here is my little eyeshadow palette. I got a little quad, and here's what it looks like. Boom, boom, boom. So this is the Foxy Browns. I'm going to just go for it. Satins are going in the crease for this look because I don't want to dip into anything else. So I'm going to show you what you can do with this one thing. So I'm going to go with a pretty basic look, just so you know. Don't worry about it, just do it. I'm going to start with that taupey shade in the corner, and I'm going to put that all throughout my crease. I almost wonder if they're so creamy that they are blending away to nothing, kind of like the highlighters did. I don't know. Next, I'm going to go into that milk chocolatey color that is right there. And I'm going to deepen the crease, focusing that more on the outer part of the crease and the outer, start to like kind of build the outer corner a little bit. Next, I'm just going to be deepening that outer corner a lot more, and I'm going to dip into the chocolate brown, and I'm going to start packing some of that on the outer corner. So that doesn't go on super pigmented either. The look, I just feel like is starting to look a little muddy. Okay, I think that's about as good as we're going to get it right now, so I'm just going to keep it rolling. Next, I'm going to take that pink shade right up here in the corner, and I'm going to use that all over the lid. The pink is not coming across super pigmented, so I'm having trouble with it on the lid. It blends away and makes everything look muddy, so I'm just not digging the quad. I'm going to actually take the pink shade in here, and I'm going to put that over top of the pink shade I just laid down. Try to bump that up a little bit. I'm going to highlight the brow bone and my inner corners with this guy. And then on the lower lash line, I am only going to dip into, I think, the taupey color, because I don't want this to turn into just like a hot mess. We're going to call the eyeshadow good today. Next, I'm going into some eyeliner, and I'm going to be using this right here. This is the Forever Wear liner, and it is long wear eyeliner that is fade resistant and long lasting. I'm going to tightline and put a little bit of this on the lower lash line. So for brows, I got this brow quad, and this is called the Complete Brow Kit. 3 different brow powders, so you can combine it for your not favorite shade, your perfect shade. And it has 1 brow wax. I'm gonna use my own brow brush, and I'll use the little brush it comes with to apply the wax, but I'm gonna use my own brush for control purposes. By the way, I apologize that this video is probably like about approximately 373 years long, but you know, when you're doing a full face first impression, it takes time. The colors in here are weird to me. We have like a borderline gray, probably meant for like super blonde hair shade, and then a really, really dark brown. My brows are not super warm, but I just don't think the gray color is gonna go well. I'm gonna go into the dark brown and maybe a little bit of the kind of blondie color. It's pretty intense, so maybe that was a little too dark for me, but we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll be back. So from what I remember, this was new on the website. It was labeled as new. In fact, a couple of these things were. I just don't remember all of what was, but this definitely was. So this is the Flower Beauty, obviously, Lash Warrior. It's a rubber wand, which I did not know that. I'm not a huge fan of rubber wands, but that's okay. Let's do this anyway. Does anybody else have that like one eye that cooperates way better than the other? Because that's my left eye. So I like the mascara. It's not my favorite mascara I've ever used, but I do really like how my left eye looks. So now we're gonna go into lips. Flower Beauty, if you're watching. Drew, hey girl. Can can you please put perforated stuff on your stuff? Make my life a lot easier. So I got the Luxury lip color. It's a velvet lip color, and this is in the shade Tea Rose. So here's what it looks like. It is your typical pinky nude color. I will say it definitely reminds me of a drugstore lipstick. It's just kind of okay, but it kind of feels like it sits on top of your lips instead of becoming one with your lips, if that makes sense. I like this color though. It looks good with the blush. I feel like it's vibing with the blush really well. I got this free lip gloss with my box, which is really dirty. Why is this so gross? The Shine On lip gloss in the shade Baby's Breath. It looks like it's taking off the lipstick. Okay, you guys, so the very last step finally, and we can get the heck out of here. I got this finishing spray. It's the Seal the Deal Hydrating Setting Spray for a dewy finish. Let me get you out of my face and we will wrap up. Okay guys, there you have it. That is my full face of Flower Beauty makeup, all first impressions. When it all comes down to it and the mascara is on, it doesn't look that bad. I still think that working with the eyeshadow was hard, and I still think when I look closely it looks a little muddy, but I feel like from far away it just kind of looks like a decent smoky eye with a little bit of pink to it. So it's not horrible. Putting the highlighter on it saved that look. If I didn't have that highlighting palette to add to it, I think it would have looked horrible. So I don't think I can recommend the eyeshadow palette. I would recommend the highlighting palette. I would recommend this powder. It actually ended up working out better than I thought it did. But oddly enough, for like setting the under eye, it didn't do much for the face. So if you really want to get that powder just for setting your under eye, I mean, like, you could. And I actually liked the brow stuff. Oh yeah, I didn't check it. It doesn't feel waxy, so I guess it's a good thing. Things I would absolutely not recommend to you are, honestly, this lip gloss. I think it's kind of crappy. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just kind of goopy, and it seemed like it was taking off the lipstick. I would not recommend the eyeshadow palette. I wouldn't. And maybe they have better eyeshadow palettes. Maybe they have singles. I don't remember if they had single eyeshadows or not, but I definitely wouldn't recommend the palettes because of the way it performed. It was just muddy, and like I've said about 1,027 times now. Alright, you guys, well, that about does it. I wouldn't say this was a complete flop, but I didn't find this new line of makeup where I'm like, oh my gosh, I need everything. I definitely didn't get totally blown away, but I didn't hate it. So I enjoyed it. It was really fun to film. Again, sorry it was so long, but if you stuck around to the end, man, good for you. Thank you so much for watching the Vanity Mirror. Please subscribe by hitting the tempting red button right down there below my video, and I will see you later. Helps makeup helps maker. They do not make this easy on you. There are no perforated edges. What did it ever do to me? I mean, it's a pretty forehead. I mean, like, it's a decent forehead, right? Right? Oh, it's coming. That sounded so annoying.